Hi, ladies, and gentlemen. Hi. First of all, I want to give honor to God, and I want to thank God for all that He's done in my life and all that He's doing in your life. I'm telling y'all something. I was just in so many tears a while ago. So many tears of joy, because when you can see a woman celebrating her life and thanking God for her life and moving forward with her life, it's amazing. And when we can settle down and humble down as women and see where each other needs help at versus being envy or jealous or, trying to sabotage each other, it's miracles that are going to happen. And, I see the miracles that are happening. There's so many women out here on this weight loss journey right now. So many women are saying, what can I do? What can I do? And the answer is, get back to loving you. Loving you how God, love yourself the way, with a agape love. Love yourself the way you would love on others. And that's the one thing that women often miss, is that self-love and care. And when I realized it, I was like in my upper 30s. I was probably like, I think I was 39 or 38, something around there, when I realized the one person that needed love was the one person that was not getting it from me, which was myself. And so I'm glad that I could share my testimony, because I really went through a lot. I mean, I really did. I mean, I went through a lot, and some of the therapists, they can't even believe the things that I am telling them. And so they start documenting, just in case if they have somebody else that come along that went through some of the same traumas that I went through. But I want to encourage you that you are not your trauma. You are not your past. But you do need to work out those issues so that you can be free. I wasn't free because my issues wasn't worked out. I mean, I gave my life to Christ, and I'm going to tell you something. When you give your life to Christ, when you lay down your flesh and you think that you're not going to work on all that stuff and purge that stuff out of you, you are wrong. There's going to come a time in life when you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to work on that stuff. And it's not easy. But this is the test of your faith, to see where do you stand in the faith. That's what it's doing. It's testing you to see where you stand. And so when you stand with God, all things are going to work for your good. You're going to come out of that situation greater than what you went in. And so in my situation, I couldn't lose weight because I was holding on to so much. Y'all, when I tell y'all, my heart was like, it was so heavy. No, I could do so much for others, but I never had a heart for myself until, I don't remember who it was. Well, yes, I do. It was in 2018, and one of my sisters, Rhonda Smith, she hit me up that night. And, me and her always chat back and forth. We always praying for one another. We're praying for our children. And so this night she hit me up and she said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "Well, he's doing okay." I put myself on the back burner and I started talking about how everybody else was doing okay. And she shut me down. Now, this is what real friends do. They shut you down when it is necessary. She shut me down and she said, "Wait a minute. I don't want to hear about what's going on out there or what's going on in your life like that part of your life. I want to hear how you are doing, you, the person." And when she asked me that, I was lost for a second, because I never actually thought about myself like that. I never stopped to say, "How you doing, Jamie? How you doing? What can I do for you today?" I never stopped to do that because I was so wired to take care of everybody else, and I was so busy trying to live up to this expectation, that expectation, and not to mention I helped many people, but I never put myself first. I never stopped to say, Jamie, how you doing? I never, I'm going to tell you something. Self-love is more than pampering yourself. It's taking care of your mental health so that you can take care of your physical health. I had let myself get so far, and my sister Rhonda Smith, she just broke it down to me, and I was like, y'all have been crying, so excuse me. I was like, well, I'm not doing so good. I finally had a clear answer. I said, I'm not doing so good. I feel like I'm going to lose my mind. Sometimes I feel heavy. And then she was like, well, you got to take care of you. There's a time when you got to step up and just take care of you and just let everything else go. And then I had another good sister who is actually a pastor, Pastor Wendy Peterson. In 2018, she told me the story of a woman who cared so much for everyone else that by the time she got around to caring to herself, it was only after she was diagnosed with cancer. And that testimony, she said, I don't want you to be like that woman. And I ain't trying to scare you, but this woman was stressing so bad that she ended up with cancer. And so it's just so many great women. Another great woman, Evangelist Gloria Horn. She said, how you doing? She made us stop by here Christmas time, and I didn't think nothing about it. I was like, things are going better. Things are good. And then she stopped by to just drop off a present I was not expecting, which was a care bag. You see, because women can tell when some of us need to be taught how to love ourselves because we didn't get that growing up. And we can't blame our environment now. But what we can do is keep teaching women how to help themselves, how to love themselves back to life whenever they have fallen. There are women who have been through the same issues that you have been through, and they survived. And they can tell you what it took for them. And so it was those women right there that kept coming in my life. I hadn't asked for them or anything. They didn't ask for anything in return. It was just genuine. They didn't stress me out with it, because sometimes some women can stress you out by continuously just bringing up old issues. They didn't focus on the old issues. They picked me up right in the present moment that I was in. This is where they picked me up. They didn't pick me up when I was wandering back there in the past. They picked me up when I was in my present moment, and they was talking to me, and they was guiding and helping me. And I put everything together that they was teaching me. And I said, Lord, I'm going to do better. This is the year. I ain't even planning this out. I ain't planning this. I'm just going to get up and start doing. Sometimes you just got to get up and start doing. And every time that I go through situations, I remember what those ladies tell me. But how are you doing? It's not how are your children doing, how's your family doing, it's how are you doing. So I want to say to the women out there, because this is Women's Month right here, I want to say to you, how are you doing? Have you taken time to stop answering how you doing in the form of what someone else is going through and actually just focus on yourself? I was one of them that said, I don't have time. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. And you know what? Them health issues will make you have time. And if you have any mental issues, they will make you have time. They will make you lose time in life, that you could be out here living, doing something, something that you really want to do. They can, health issues can bring you down to a point where you'll wish that you had using your time wisely. So I just want to say to my sisters, thank you all for supporting and encouraging me. I want to say congratulations to Lisa Pigford Johnson, my prayer sister. Girl, standing ovation for you, queen. She lost 100 pounds, y'all. And I am so excited for her because I saw her struggle. But I always saw in her eyes that she was a fighter. I always saw that in her eyes that she was a fighter. And I knew hers and my situation would not last forever. And to see her changes out of this world, it is mind-blowing. I am so excited. Y'all, I am so excited for her. I am trying not to do no tears. No tears. I'm just thankful for what God is doing in her life. Y'all don't understand. I saw my sister when she barely could walk and stuff. She'd be in so much pain. And now I look at her and it's like a whole new woman. And that is so amazing. Y'all can't tell me what God cannot do, because we didn't see God do too much. God is doing too much. He does too much. But are you listening? Are you paying attention to what God is doing in this season? Instead of focusing on all this, you know, there's going to be bad things that happen, and you got to tend to those bad things that happen. You got to address it. But you don't have to let it consume your life to the point where you don't have a life. So I'm excited for her. I'm thankful for her. I'm thankful for my sister Christina Gouger, who has lost a lot of weight too. Last night, y'all, let me tell y'all what we were doing. We were messing around with our extra skin and stuff. We were like, look at this. Look at this. Nah, you look at this. You know, so we joke back and forth like that. But it's amazing. And I tell you somebody else too, that she don't like being out there like that, but my daughter Jessica has made a great transformation as well. And so I give God all the glory. All the glory. Because I know what it feels like to hurt on the inside. I know what it feels like to want to be loved, and you keep getting pushed to the side, or you keep getting lied to, you get cheated on. I know what it feels like to want parental affection, and you don't get it. I know what it's like to want to be accepted, and to give your all to be accepted, to do things that you ain't never done before, to be accepted, to actually leave your identity and become the identity that somebody else wants you to be in order to become accepted. I know what it's like. But I want to leave this with you ladies. If you could be anything in this world, be the woman that God has called you to be. Because there is power, there is strength, there is courage. You can't walk this earth without courage. You got to find the courage deep down inside of you and use it in your everyday life. Because we are in a war, y'all. We're in a spiritual war. We're in a natural war. So we have got to have courage enough to stand up and do the right thing for ourselves. When we stand up and do the right thing for ourselves, guess what? We'll start seeing those men come in line. They'll start coming in alignment. We'll start seeing our children come in alignment, because now we're standing up and we're showing what real integrity is like. We're showing them that we are being godly in private and in public. We're showing them that we're fighting, but we're fighting through the spirit, and we're fighting with the full armor of God on. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm about to get started, so I better cool it down. And y'all, thank you all that support Kiva Advancement Empowerment Podcast for Women. That podcast is for women. And it is to help women who have been hurt and who have went through so many situations. It's also to help men to better understand how they treat women and how it breaks a woman down. How a woman has to build herself back up from nothing after a man has destroyed her. So it teaches, I teach a lot in that class and on that podcast. And if you ever get time, just take time to listen. If you ever find yourself, I would prefer you listen when you find yourself just wondering, what am I supposed to do? I have so many topics, y'all. It's like, I think it may be about 250 episodes of it. So, look, go on there. There is hardly no topic that I really do not talk about. I talk about a lot on Kiva Advancement Podcast for Women, because I have been around a lot of women who have went through a lot of things. I've been around the rug sweepers. I've been around the gossipers. I've been around the women who sabotage other women. I've been around the woman who thinks